What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this year I want to talk about why EA is being so secretive with the Mass Effect Remastered trilogy. So this is a game that, from everything, really everything we've heard about it, is supposed to release this year. Okay, I guess there are a few caveats that would technically make it possible to release in the early parts of 2021. Technically, I believe anywhere between like March of 20, from the beginning, I guess January to March of 2021. But if you go around the internet, you go around to any, really, not even just, people on Reddit or people on Reset or, pick your forum that people sometimes just make fake rumors or fake leaks on, but the most respected people in the gaming industry that know what they're talking about, they've gotten countless things right in the past, this and that, they've all said that the game is coming out this fall, okay? It's absolutely coming out this fall, kind of to take the place of what would normally be like an EA blockbuster, like a Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefronts, even done in the past. Obviously, both those came out in the fall period. So this is going to be their big game. Obviously, they have the sports games. Obviously, they'll have Star Wars Squadrons in early October. But beyond that, this is what would happen. Now, I know in the last video, and this normally doesn't happen, but I didn't look up November 7th. I normally know my dates. I normally know which day is around in the calendar to see if a game would come out on it. November 7th, which is obviously like Mass Effect's day, right? That's a Saturday. So obviously the game wouldn't come out on November 7th, but I could see it coming out like November 6th, like literally just a day before. If it's a Friday, obviously some games release on Tuesdays as well. So I think that November is still basically a slam dunk. I'm pretty much right now, although I don't know any information, right? Nobody tells me the inside of the gaming industry. I do agree, just my prediction or just my speculation, I would agree with what people are saying. It is pretty weird, though, that they haven't said anything. I think that's honestly the biggest thing. We've seen, I think this year has been pretty messy in terms, and I love gaming announcements. I love predicting when games will be announced, when games will release, all of this kind of, anything that really has to do with predictions is right up my alley. This year has been so messy. It really has been so messy. It's been messy with delays of games that we already knew were, whether they had actual official release dates or whether we knew they were coming out in a certain time frame, like a lot of games that will say like summer, spring, fall, things like that. Even this year, I mean specifically because of what's happened around the world, a lot of those has been pushed. So you have a game like Mass Effect, which is definitely different too, because also you have games just in general that aren't really announced. Technically, they're not real until EA, whoever the publisher would be for your specific game, announces it, right? But Mass Effect, I mean, it's one of the worst kept secrets. We know that this is a game that is in development, that is being worked on, and EA just hasn't said anything about it. And yet we keep getting closer. We're only 4 months away to when we would get this. Literally, if you go 4 months from now, it would be in the middle of November. So it's got to be, if they announce it, it's got to be soon. It's got to be really, really soon. And, I know when we were approaching EA Play Live, a lot of people were saying, okay, this is not going to be there. This doesn't kind of fit in with their theme. Maybe it didn't fit in with their theme because it doesn't suck, unlike the stuff that they showed at EA Play Live, which just flat out, I was very excited for that, showing. It was not good. None of that was good. If people didn't watch it, that's good because you saved yourself a lot of time. So maybe that's why it didn't fit in, is because the quality was higher. But with that being said, whether or not it fit the theme of what EA Play Live was going to be, the fact remains that this game should come out within the next 3 to 4 months. It doesn't even have to come out in November, by the way. It could come out in October. And, it's approaching really, really quickly. And so, again, it's not an example of a game that we already know about, and then you say, okay, this game releases in just a few months or in just a few weeks. It's not that kind of game. This is a game that, again, a large majority of the people out there probably don't know that this game even exists, right? So you have to announce, you have to get it in people's minds. So you got to imagine that this game is going to be announced within the next month or so. I would feel like it's just odd that, again, I get why maybe they didn't do it as part of EA Play, but at the same time, here we are in the middle of July, and I don't really see another opportunity specifically for EA. Now, I guess you could say there's Summer Games Fest, which we've already seen actually remake/remasters like Tony Hawk, the Pro Skater, right? That's obviously coming out early September. We saw that get announced. We've seen games like Crash. So it's not like, Mass Effect is big, but a remaster of of games that have already existed, it kind of takes it down, I think, a level. And basically what I'm saying, again, I'm not saying that it's like some small thing, but it's not like a massive AAA game. This is something I think Jeff Keighley could just randomly announce one day in Summer Games Fest. This is something that, Gamescom, obviously like Gamescom Live is happening at the end of August. That could very well happen too, right? that it could be a big part of that as well. So I think there are definitely, it's not like there's not opportunities, it's just there's not opportunities specifically for EA. I mean, they had, the internet kind of watching them in terms of their replacement E3 show at that EA Play Live, and they blew it. So in terms of when I think this could be announced, I feel like it's got to happen before the end of August. I guess that does include the end of August, right? But it's got to be before September, let's say. I think they have to announce it, because if you announce it, say at Gamescom, that only gives people maybe 2 months. I mean, 2 months if it's at the end of October, a little bit more, maybe 2 months and a couple of weeks if it's sometime in November. So you're not giving people the longest time in the world. And another thing you got to think of is the longer it goes, the more scared someone like me I get, because as we have seen, and I know maybe people don't like that I am concerned about a lot of different games, so I'm worried about certain things, but honestly, again, if this year has proven anything, it is proven like release date. I mean, release dates never have been guaranteed, right? Games have over history been pushed, been delayed. But this year specifically, you get a release date, it's not guaranteed. A game can be delayed within a couple weeks' notice. We just saw like the Crisis remaster, right? It's coming to Switch, but it's not coming. I mean, the console version for the rest of the consoles was supposed to come July 23rd. That got pushed, and that got pushed 3 weeks before it was supposed to happen. You have games like, it's a smaller game, but like a Samurai Jack. No one really knows what the heck's going on with that game. It's supposed to come out in the summer, but we're in the summer. And so do they say, hey, it comes out in a week or two from now? Maybe eventually that does happen. But like a game like that, games like Little Hope, right? Little Hope was supposed to come out this summer, and it's been pushed now, and obviously has the release date of October 30th. So a lot of these games, when they give areas that they could be in, you see even like Ubisoft to their like stockholders saying, well, hey, here's our projection of what we could make money-wise if we can get this many games out in this period of time. But if we can't do that, we made an entirely different fact sheet for you guys to show you how much we'll make if that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's been a very, very weird year, and that's just kind of why I'm concerned. Is yes, it is good. It's a good feeling knowing that everybody is still saying it's coming out in the fall. Don't worry, it's still coming out. They just didn't want to talk about EA Play. But at the same time, with a year like this, anything can happen. Anything can happen, honestly, at any minute, and it could push it without any of us really being able to see it coming. That's kind of why I'm talking about it, so I can see it coming. So I really do hope this is coming. I cannot wait to be able to play these 3 games again. We've talked about that in the past, right? These are games that are very important to me, that I super want to go back and play. Having it be maybe the first remastered collection that you can play on next gen, if there's like a next gen version to it. I mean, there's a lot of really cool positives that can come along with this game. I just want it, but at the same time, I am a little concerned. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What's going on with this game? When do you think it's going to get announced? When do you think it's going to get released? All of those questions, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up, and follow us on Twitter if you guys aren't already following me on Twitter. I'm pretty darn active over there. Podcast Now 15 is the Twitter handle. The link for that will also be in the description below. As we get more Mass Effect news, or when the news actually comes out for this game, I'm definitely going to be covering it on this channel, so definitely more Mass Effect videos coming. I do want to talk a little bit more about this remastered. Big fan of Mass Effect, so if you guys like Mass Effect, this is definitely a good place for you, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.